Welcome back to another episode of the Wellness Inspired Podcast, a place where you can find inspiration, motivation, and empowerment in the pursuit of a wellness lifestyle. I'm your host, Sheri Davidson. I'm a wellness coach, acupuncturist, trail runner, and former interior designer in Houston, Texas, and I am deeply passionate about health and well-being. And as always, I'm here with my co-host, Finn. And if you're new to the podcast, Finn is my terrier mixed rescue dog, trail runner, and loyal companion. He is also a therapy dog and greeter at Element 5 Acupuncture and Wellness. And today, I am starting a series that I'm super excited to share with you. It's called the Neurowellness Series. Why now? Well, for the past 18 years, I've experienced something in my practice, a pattern that shows up across every demographic, every age, every lifestyle. People come in and say, I don't feel like myself. Something is off. And when we start unpacking what they're experiencing, it always points back to the same thing, a nervous system that's gotten stuck in survival mode. And the crazy thing is that I have been treating this, talking about this, understanding this from an acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine perspective for almost 2 decades. But here's what changed recently. The wellness world is finally catching up to what acupuncturists have always known. The Global Wellness Summit named Neurowellness a top trend for 2026. Longevity clinics are building it into their core offerings, and research institutions are funding neurowellness studies. So what does that mean? Well, suddenly there's visibility, language, and validation for something we've understood all along. And that visibility sparked this series because now is the moment to have the conversation clearly, accessibly, without the hype. Now is the moment to help you understand what's actually happening in your body and why it matters so much. In this episode, we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to talk about what you might be experiencing right now. That feeling of being fragmented, reactive, exhausted in ways that rest doesn't fix. We're going to explore why it's happening. And we're going to talk about why understanding your nervous system is foundational to your health, your longevity, and how you live every single day. So I am super excited about this. I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be great information, and there's only more to come. So, okay, let's dive in. I want to start with something I've experienced over the years in my practice. Women, mostly women, although I am seeing this in men too, they come in saying something like this: I don't feel like myself anymore. Something is off. Not, I have back pain or I can't sleep, but something deeper, something that feels like a version of themselves has gone missing. And the thing is, they're confused about it because nothing obvious happened. There's no diagnosis. Their labs may or may not have come back normal. They're not clinically depressed. So by all external measures, they should be fine. But they're not fine. They feel fragmented, reactive, exhausted in ways that rest doesn't fix. Like they're living in survival mode, even though, objectively, nothing's attacking them. And they keep wondering the same thing. Why can't I just be myself again? Does this sound familiar? If it does, I want you to know something right away. You're not broken, you're not weak, and you're not imagining this. What's happening is real, it's measurable, and it's fixable. Acupuncturists have been working with this for 2,000 years. We just call it something different. We call it liver qi stagnation. The HPA axis and sympathetic dominance. I have been sitting with clients in this exact state for 18 plus years, watching them move from fragmented and reactive to regulated and resilient. I want to mention a patient here. I won't say her name for privacy, but she started coming to me in 2010. That's a long time. She sought me out because she was in the corporate world and had a very demanding and high stress job. So over weeks and months of acupuncture, herbs, and lifestyle modifications, she experienced a huge shift in her nervous system. She felt more relaxed. She was able to make better decisions. She was sleeping better. Her digestion improved, and many more benefits. And here's the thing, I still see her to this day. That was 2010. This is 2026. She's retired now, but acupuncture was so impactful that she keeps coming. And that's a long time. And she is my longest standing patient. So I wanted to mention that here because I think it's a true testament to our medicine. And I have many more patients like that. So when I started hearing neurowellness becoming a category in the wellness conversation, when the Global Wellness Summit named it the top trend for 2026, when longevity scientists started talking about it, I wasn't surprised. I was actually relieved because this really matters. And finally, it has visibility. Now, I'm not a trend person. Trends come and go, but this one points to something real and necessary. Yes, there will be a lot of noise, a lot of it. You'll see devices promising to regulate your nervous system, apps for meditation or biofeedback, supplements designed to support stress recovery. And here's the thing. Those things work. Meditation works. Quality supplements work. Wearable technology that gives you feedback works. I'm a big believer that every little bit helps. You'll hear me say over and over again, start small, start somewhere. And I think all of that is starting somewhere. But here's what I've learned in 18 years of practice. They work best within a bigger picture, when they're part of a consistent integrated system, when they're not the solution itself, but part of a solution that includes, I'm going to plug myself here, acupuncture, coaching, lifestyle shifts, and time, or really when multiple approaches work together is my main point. The person who takes a supplement once a week and meditates sporadically will feel something. But the person who combines targeted herbs with weekly acupuncture, consistent breathwork practices, and someone coaching them through the lifestyle pieces that are keeping them dysregulated, that person transforms. So yes, there will be a lot of noise about quick fixes and hacks, but underneath that noise is something important. The recognition that your nervous system is the foundation of everything else. Your sleep, your digestion, your ability to think clearly, your resilience, your immunity, and how you age. So if your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, nothing else works the way it should. And that's what this series is about. Not quick fixes, not another app or supplement or device that promises to solve it alone. But what it actually means when you don't feel like yourself or you feel off, and what's genuinely possible when you start working with your nervous system instead of against it, consistently, over time, with real support. That's the difference between a tool and a system, and that's where real change happens. So let me paint a picture of what I'm seeing in my practice, or what I've seen over the years. And I want you to notice if any of these resonate with you. I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 different examples. So there's a woman who is accomplished. She's built a career. She manages a household. She knows what wellness looks like in theory. But by 3 p.m., she hits a wall. Not tired like I can't, I need coffee. Tired like my body's done. And then at night when she should sleep, she can't. Her mind races. She's wired. So she ends up in this exhausting cycle, depleted during the day, unable to rest at night. She tries everything: better sleep hygiene, exercise, meditation, supplements, and briefly something helps. She feels better for a week or two, and then she's right back where she started. Okay, that's number one. Then there's the person who describes themselves as reactive. Small things set them off. A notification on their phone, a tone, a voice from a partner, a mistake they made 3 hours ago that suddenly surfaces in their mind, and their nervous system launches into overdrive, heart racing, thoughts spiraling, that awful adrenaline feeling. I've had it. They know logically that the threat isn't real, but their body doesn't believe it. And they feel terrible about being reactive, which makes the whole thing worse. Okay, that's number 2. Let's go to number 3. There is the person who says, I know what to do. I know I should move my body. I know I should sleep more. I know I should say no to things, but I can't seem to do it. Not because of the lack of willpower or motivation. It's because their nervous system is so dysregulated that making decisions feel impossible, even the small ones. Choosing what to eat, choosing to go for a walk, choosing to rest. Everything takes more energy than it should. That's number 3. And then the fourth person, this is the last one, is a person who just feels flat. Not depressed exactly, but like the color has gone out of things. They used to enjoy things. They used to have energy for things. They used to feel like themselves. And now they're just moving through the day. These aren't rare presentations. I see versions of this every single week. And here's what's important. They all point to the same root. Not a character flaw, not a lack of discipline, not a failure of willpower. It's a nervous system that has been chronically activated and has forgotten how to regulate. Okay, so now I want to talk about what neurowellness actually is so you have a better understanding of it. So what do we mean when we talk about neurowellness? Neurowellness is about building and maintaining your nervous system's capacity to move between states, to activate when you need to, when there's a genuine challenge, when you need focus, when you need energy, and recover when the challenge is over. This is called nervous system flexibility or vagal tone, and it's foundational. When you're healthy, your nervous system is like a dashboard with two pedals. There's an accelerator, your sympathetic nervous system, that's your fight or flight response. It's supposed to kick in when you need it. It's protective, it's energizing, and it's good. And then there's the brakes, your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and digest response. It's supposed to activate when the threat has passed. It's calming, it's restorative. It's how you recover. It's like yin and yang. The problem with modern life is that the accelerator gets stuck. The notifications, the uncertainty, the complexity, the pace. They keep your nervous system in a state of low-grade activation all day long. Your body never fully gets the signal that it's safe. So the brake doesn't engage. You can't recover. Your sleep gets fragmented. Your digestion suffers. Your immune system can't fully function. And you become reactive and everything feels harder. And after months or years of this, you stop feeling like yourself. Neurowellness is the field that addresses this directly, not through productivity hacks, but by actually working with your nervous system's physiology. By retraining your body to recognize safety, by rebuilding your capacity to move from activation to recovery and back again. And like I said, this is not new. Acupuncture has been doing this for thousands of years, but we finally have the language, the research, and the tools to make it visible and measurable. Another hot topic in the health and wellness space is longevity. This is not going anywhere, and I am super excited about this too. So I want to say something about longevity here because it's not just about feeling better in the moment, though that matters, but this is actually foundational to how you age. Chronic nervous system dysregulation, that stuck in survival mode state, is one of the biggest drivers of what researchers call allostatic load. It's the cumulative wear and tear on your body from chronic stress, and it shows up everywhere. It shows up in your sleep architecture. When your nervous system is dysregulated, you don't get deep restorative sleep that rebuilds your tissues, consolidates your memory, and clears inflammation. You get fragmented, unrefreshing sleep, which means your body can't repair itself. It shows up in your digestion. Chronic sympathetic activation shuts down your digestive fire. Your gut becomes permeable. Your microbiome gets disrupted. And because so much of your immune system lives in your gut, that matters for your long-term health. It also shows up in your cardiovascular system. Chronic stress elevation keeps your cortisol and blood pressure elevated. And over years, that ages your arteries, your heart, and your brain. It also shows up in your hormones. Women in particular, your entire hormonal system is exquisitely sensitive to nervous system state. When your nervous system is dysregulated, your cycles become irregular, your thyroid gets stressed, and your metabolism shifts. And it also shows up in your brain. Chronic stress elevation is neurotoxic. It impacts your cognitive clarity, your mood regulation, your risk for neurodegenerative diseases over time. Your nervous system's ability to regulate is literally one of the best predictors of how well you age, which means nervous system work isn't a luxury, it's foundational. So what's different now is what shifted recently. We have better tools, better frameworks, better language. We can measure nervous system state in real time using heart rate variability, or known as HRV, which is essentially a window into your autonomic nervous system flexibility. Athletes, specifically runners in my case, they use HRV all the time to see if they've recovered from tough training loads. So this means that you're not guessing whether something is working. You can see it, you can track it, you can know. Another thing that is different is that we understand the neurophysiology of how acupuncture works with the vagus nerve, the main communication highway between your brain and your body. So we're not relying on mystique anymore. We're relying on science. And this is a big one. We now have structured programs that integrate all the pieces into a system. Like the program I created, the Coherence Protocol, which combines acupuncture, biofeedback, breathwork, coaching, and herbal support into a consistent framework that actually rebuilds nervous system capacity over time. Not quick fixes, but real durable change. Because the magic isn't in a single tool. It's in the consistency, integration, and doing the work along someone who knows what they're looking at. And another thing that is different now is we have visibility. When the Global Wellness Summit recognizes neurowellness as a major trend, when longevity clinics are building it into their core offerings, when research institutions are funding neurowellness studies, that visibility matters. It gives permission. And it says, this isn't fringe. This isn't spiritual bypassing. This is medicine. So in the coming episodes, I'm going to break this down with you. Episode 2 is about HRV, heart rate variability, and what it actually means when we talk about measuring your nervous system. You'll learn what your nervous system state is telling you and why seeing it visually changes everything. Episode 3 is about how acupuncture and herbal medicine work as a nervous system regulation tool. I'm going to walk you through the clinical mechanisms, the research, and what you can expect if you start working with these tools. And beyond that, we're going to talk about patterns I see all the time. The person who tries hard, but whose nervous system won't cooperate. The women navigating perimenopause and menopause and wondering why everything feels harder. And the high performer and overachiever who is burned out but doesn't know how to stop. And the person who heals briefly after a retreat and then crashes back to baseline. All of these point back to the same thing, a nervous system that needs support. Now, this is the plan for now. Throughout the series, I might change something, but for now, this is the plan unless you guys have any suggestions. I'm open to hearing questions. I'm open to addressing things that maybe I haven't talked about. Anything you want to know, just let me know, and I will do my best to address that. So I guess this is a good place to wrap things up. We've been going for a little bit longer than what I usually go. I guess to wrap this up, if you're feeling fragmented, if you've ever felt reactive, if you've ever felt like you're not yourself anymore and you can't quite figure out why, that's not a character flaw. That's information. Your body is telling you something. And here's what's possible. Regulated sleep, sustained energy, resilience instead of reactivity, the ability to do things you care about without burning out, and a sense of ease that feels like home instead of something you're constantly reaching for. Now, it takes work. It takes consistency. It takes willingness to slow down and work with your body instead of against it. But it is absolutely possible. I've watched it happen for 18 years, and I'm watching it happen right now in my practice. And I'm excited to walk you through it in this series. So stick with me. In the next episode, we're going to make the invisible visible. We're going to talk about how to measure what's actually happening in your nervous system and why that measurement becomes the foundation of change. Until then, take care of yourself and remember, you're not broken. You're just running on a very old survival program that was designed for a different world, and it's time to upgrade it. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and share with your family and friends. You can also give me a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. It helps others find me as well. To get updates on new episodes and wellness inspiration in your inbox, please join the Wellness Inspired community. Go to thewellnessinspiredpodcast.com to sign up. I'll put the link to the website in the show notes so you can click and join. Also, there's a Facebook community at The Wellness Inspired, and you can follow me on Instagram at wellness_inspired. If you're in the Houston area or just visiting and interested in our services, acupuncture, herbal medicine, cupping, zen shiatsu, or dry needling therapy, contact us. You can find out more on our website at element5om.com. That's element5, the number 5, om.com. And again, I'll put the link in the show notes. If you're interested in health and wellness coaching, we can connect in the clinic or on Zoom. Reach out to us and we'll get you on the schedule. And as always, I would love to hear your feedback. I am dedicated to bringing you great content that is inspiring and informative with an artsy, fun, edgy spin. Thank you so much for listening. We'll meet here again next time. And remember, never stop exploring, learning, loving, and being you. Bye.